This was beyond a 5-star read for me. So let's talk about it. This isn't the kind of book you close and immediately move on from. It lingers, not just emotionally, but mentally. And if you feel a little unsteady or confused in part one, stick with it. The story is withholding on purpose, and when it clicks hard. You're dropped into the aftermath of a war, and the protagonist, Helena, is a war prisoner with missing memories. She's placed under the control of the High Reeve, whose job is to pry into her mind and recover what she knows. So from page one, you're not just watching a story unfold, you're trying to piece it together with her. What hit me first is how grounded the story feels in the way power actually works. It doesn't sell you the usual fantasy idea that people rise because they're chosen or destined or uniquely gifted. It's way more uncomfortable than that. It shows how people get cornered into serving the establishment because survival is rarely a clean, noble choice. Helena is a perfect example of that. She's shaped by a war she didn't ask for, and she's living in the fallout of decisions made by other people. And all she wants, truly, is to do what's right and protect the people she loves. But the book keeps putting her in situations where right isn't available. The options are more like pick the least devastating outcome and live with it. And that's what makes her so compelling. It's not weakness, it's not passivity, it's what happens when you're trying to do the right thing in a world that won't give you a clean option. On top of that, Helena is navigating all of this as someone who's never fully allowed to belong. She's useful when they need her and scrutinized the moment she isn't. She's treated like she has to pay for her place with everything, her work, her loyalty, her autonomy. And the way religion gets used as a weapon is very intentional. It's not subtle, it's not meant to be. What I love is that the characters aren't written in a way where you can easily sort them into heroes and villains. Everyone is operating from a belief that what they're doing makes sense. Everyone has a justification, and that's kind of the point. The harm in the story doesn't always come from people being evil. It comes from people being devoted to a cause, protecting their own or convincing themselves they're making the best possible choice in an impossible situation. And then there's a romance, which is intense and tragic and deeply emotional. But the war isn't just a dramatic backdrop to make the romance feel bigger. The war is a living force in the story. The aftermath matters, the politics matter, the consequences matter, and they follow everyone. At the center of it all, the book keeps circling this question: what would you sacrifice for the person you love? And where's a line where the love stops being beautiful and starts becoming dangerous? It's not asked gently, it's asked through choices that actually cost something. And yes, at times it feels heavy and repetitive, like the story keeps dragging you back through grief and fear and desperation. But once you finish, you realize it's intentional. It's not trying to entertain you with darkness, it's trying to make you understand the weight of it. And Kane Farron, I don't even know where to start because in every way, he feels layered and real. He's not written to be easily loved or easily hated. He's complicated, flawed, and the more you learn, the harder it is to flatten him into one thing. His character deserves so much more than what I am able to put into words. By the end, I felt like my heart was sitting outside of my body. I could feel the character's sorrow and longing like it had texture, and that's why I get a little annoyed when people reduce this book to tropes. Because yes, it has romantic tension and obsession and heartbreak, but that's not all it is. It's bigger than that. If you're looking for a light, comforting romantasy, this is not that. But if you want a story that's emotionally brutal, politically aware, morally messy, and honestly kind of unforgettable, I highly recommend Alchemized.